Alright, so I'm just gonna free speech this, and this is my first time lapse of Mapart. It's kind of straightforward what you do with Mapart. It's just paint by numbers, but genuinely it is a long, arduous process. Especially if you're going to be doing it on survival like I do. You do have to actually gather all the materials to be placing down, and that's like 4,000 plus of every kind of block that you so desire, depending on what ones, like white, concrete, and other prominent reds and stuff. You'll need like 8,000 upward. So all you do is, well, you'd first have to download a mod, Lightmatica, along with the rest. I will put it in the description. There's a guy who has a tutorial on how to do all that, and from there you'll get Lightmatica downloaded as a mod. Inside of Minecraft, you will then have the ability to go to a website called Rebane, which you can upload an image in, take that image, just put whatever kind of materials you want within Minecraft to build that image, and then put that file directly into your Lightmatica schematics, and from there you can actually just paint by numbers the image as the blocks that were already AI generated that you need to place down in the right appropriate places, which is what the place by numbers, or yeah, number by color by number. So I'm starting off with the darker colors here first. Really what I do is I just start with whatever the most color I have is, and this just happened to be the darker ones first that I noticed, and now I'm starting with white terracotta. So you're gonna start to see a lot of the colors start to come around. The only thing I've done so far is like a little bit of the hair outline, and now I'm getting the hat. A little bit of her face is being built in right now. If there's anybody who wants to guess what this image is prior to it being actually done, you can set in the time down in the comments when you guessed it, if you were right. I don't know. It'd be fun. I don't normally do humongous map arts. Normally, like, you know, because the more map arts you got to do, the more time you have to invest, and it can be weeks of time just to do one big map art. So this one is just a two-piece map art. It's the ones I like to do the most. It's because they're pretty quick. You can do them in a day if you're fast enough. Two pieces, but normally one piece a day is all you're gonna want to do. If you are a constant map artist like myself, you'll burn yourself out if you do more than one a day. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Paint by numbers is I mean, it's fun to shut your brain off and just click where the screen tells you to click. It's not as complicated anymore, but pretty much what you do. Just the paint by numbers. It's nice. It's nice. If you like making images as much as I do, like I like to draw, but I'm always doing the same thing when it's drawing. I take an image that I look at and I just draw what I see. So this is pretty much very similar to what I like to do when I'm actually drawing anyways. So the camera is so fast. I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer for seizures in the starting of this video for sure. This is pretty intense. Yeah, you can start seeing the character's face start to appear. Whom that is, who knows? Does anybody know? I do, of course. Anyways. I did take a couple of breaks. Sometimes it'd be my cats, or maybe I'm just getting a coffee. Speaking of a coffee, I got one right here to sip on. There's so many like different kind of map arts people like to do too. Mainly the anime is what I go for. I like to do close-up faces, just so, because I mean, obviously the closer you get, the less map arts you're gonna have to do. And for something as simple as a face, you can normally get a face in a 1x1 or a 1x2 if you like to show kind of like what clothes they're wearing or whatnot. I like to do that a lot, so that's pretty much what all of mine are based off now, 1x2s. If not, it's like a massive scale one that I'm working on right now, a 15 piece, 5x3. I didn't start time-lapsing those map arts, so I'm not going to make that a video, but depending on how many people like watching these, I'll do more, for sure. I mean, I plan to do more regardless, just because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun going over them again and seeing it created so much faster than it was when I made it is nice too. A little blurry because my character's constantly moving around. I'm going to ask a friend, maybe, also if this one does well, to waste his time standing around my map, my canvas, sorry, and ooh, this is a really long pause. Standing around my canvas with a map in hand, just so he can be the visual instead, and he can watch me from above as I build it out, and you can see it on the map, so it's not so friggin' jumpy. And yeah, I won't have to disclaimer for seizures if I do it that way as well, so that'd be nice. At this point, I don't know if people would technically know who that is since the screen's moving so fast, but you can see that the face is actually coming out, the hair is now separating, there's the eye there, you can tell, I mean I can tell that that's a hat that she has on. Or like she's covered in snow. Either way, I guess. I just know what kind of hat it is too. If I didn't know what kind of hat it is, I don't know if I would have immediately think it was a hat that she had on. Maybe though. So to do this again, you need to build your own canvas. As you see, I'm working on this humongous glass sheet in the sky that has some end rods on top just for the lighting, because once you start putting all these materials, like normally mobs can't spawn on glass, and there is a simpler way to do map art. You can just use carpet, and if you're using just carpet, enemies actually will not spawn on carpet, so you don't have to use the end rod lights. But you're always gonna have to put the sides up a little bit, a one up of glass around the whole thing, especially if you're using carpet, because you're gonna want to use water buckets to get rid of the carpet. It's so much faster. Like it is actually an entirely different process to do just carpet, because, well, you only have the 16 colors, so you kind of need to add in birch, which is a pain. And if you're as bad for it as me, I just end up going all the way because I like to have redstone as well. And when you add redstone in, it takes the whole clearing your canvas by water. With water, it pretty much, no, don't even bother. And then here I am with full mats now. There is a couple of map arts I started with this season with only carpet, but I'll pretty much always do that every time I start a season because carpet is much easier to get. You can just literally grab a couple, grab 16 sheep, color them all, and just leave that right below your canvas, and then all those sheep will just constantly farm wool for you while you're doing your map art as well. So and then yeah, I progressed. I got a guy that I knew. He doesn't play the server anymore, but he grabbed all my concrete for me, and then I just stopped using wool entirely. Don't even use wool anymore for anything. I still have it in my little auto sorter, but I don't actually use it ever. Our face is really starting to come together now, eh? At this point, I'm sure someone would have already said whom the character was. It's Tifa, and she's wearing her Christmas outfit. It's all so cute, so cute. I've wanted to make this one for a while, actually, and making this video was kind of like the perfect reason for me to make it. So, jump off of that 15-piece map art to do a little quicker one here. I'm not going to show the second piece of this one, at least for this one. It's already 10 minutes long, and I'd like to make this as short as possible. 10 minutes is like the max I could ever do this. So the next one that I make, again, I didn't want to make this too fast because my character's running around constantly, so it's very hard to take in. If I have my friend doing it from above instead, it'll be a little easier to get this all out of the way. But that's also making my friend sit there for like 2.5 hours watching me do map art, because he'll get kicked if he's not playing for 15 minutes. And also, he'd have to record his screen. Oh, you know, this is actually sounding too difficult all of a sudden. I think I'll just stick to like doing it like this. And it is kind of funny to see how crazy like my screen goes anyways, I guess. I'll just do longer videos, I suppose, for any other one. This is the first one I'm making, though, and I don't want it to go over 10 minutes. Too much over 10 minutes. It's already over 10 minutes as I say that. But yeah, coming around to the end of this piece, I'll just slap in the next piece, and then, yeah, we'll call it from there, I guess. And I don't know if anybody else would think this is boring, but I actually really enjoy this. On the server that I play, I'd love to see more people coming around to make map art. And that server is called seedmc.com. Go ahead, check it out, join up with all the rest of us that play. There's still a decent amount of people, but it'd be nice to have even more join in. So the last thing I do before I send out my map arts or put them up for sale is I like to put my signature in the corner, but on a separate map art, so that they can have it either or, without or with a signature. I just do this so people know that this is the map art that I made. One of the many ones that I have contributed to the server. So the way I do this, as you can tell, is I have a glass platform right above my actual canvas. You can see straight through glass, so that doesn't actually affect any of the map art underneath. And then I just start placing down this apple that I already saved. I made it in the game, like I looked at an apple, and then I just made it myself and saved it. So now anytime I ever do a map art and I want the signature to be in the corner, I just take that saved signature, place it down, and start doing the same as always, paint by numbers, my own signature to the corner. Of course, I initially made it myself, but now I never have to bother trying to actually figure it out again, which is really nice. I wish I would have used more actual wood for some of the stuff I do, because I have an item, actually, an axe that can just make all this disappear with one hit. As long as it's touching another piece of wood, it'll get rid of all of it at once. Yeah, but it also costs 4 times the amount of wood to do that on the entire map art, so it's a little easier to just use planks like I do normally. Alright, there you go, though. There's the signature in the corner of Sweet Tifa. I make sure to grab all the map before heading back. And now, it is time for me to send all this map art out to the people that are my supporters. Alright, I will catch you in the next one, probably for a much bigger map art.